Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run through the Legacy of the Void campaign in StarCraft 2. And in this episode, after doing the terrible bullshit that is a Temple of Unification, we get to talk to Vorazun as preamble for the next mission.
I was telling her that off camera that, like, I think what is going to drive people up the wall is that the game is clearly hinting at building a unit that is not even as good as the other units you could be using, especially in the eyes of an experienced player. So just, you know, just as an aside on the previous mission, just don't build Phoenixes. Just don't do it.
He killed your mother, Vorazun. That is true.
But he was never a traitor.
I do not wish for death, only to see Zeratul's visions fulfilled.
You will return. That much, I believe.
And the rest is bullhonky.
Only a little bit. The infinite cycle. Are you ready for a massive lore dump, Mr. Cloud?
I know not.
Oh, the Protoss are very much in tune with the dumping of the lore in their own way.
Yeah, the achievements kind of spoil what's going to happen in this particular cutscene, because although this is one of the better fights we get to see for this campaign. Zeratul Psyblade makes a very good flashlight.
Lumos. Nox.
Now, Nox always has confused me as a spell, because isn't it technically summoning darkness?
Well, it's either summoning darkness or cancel light. Isn't darkness just the absence of light?
Well, technically no. Darkness is what happens when light is present, just not visible. Hey,
I thought, you know, because this lady has a tendency to appear during dark cutscenes, where she's weakened.
Artanis, wait. I am not your enemy.
Gasp!
I have come seeking the Zelnog.
Hybrid, you are just the worst, aren't you?
Don't worry, it's one of the easier ones. You know, he's really big, but this one only has melee attacks. So,
oh, that booty! Ow!
come on, Artanis.
No, he's watching the prophecy be fulfilled.
And slice! And thankfully, Kerrigan is still mostly a primal Zerg, so she gets increased regenerative capabilities. And her increased psionic strength allows her to rip Hybrid in half. It's very nice.
As I was saying,
It seems fate has drawn us together.
that is you, right down to the hairstyle.
You know, that's an interesting point. Does Kerrigan wear her Zerg hair like that by choice, or is that just how it naturally goes?
And so the world shall turn to ass.
Pokemon 2000 is not as good as Pokemon 3. I said it.
The Temple of Unification. The Zelnaga are
I believe in you, Entei.
I believe in you. Encountered our hybrid. I've been fighting them for days. Progress has been difficult.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're just a solo Kerrigan that's not even Murder Kerrigan for this part.
working together to seek out the halls of revelation within the temple. Only with both present will the shrines reveal.
Yay! We team up with Kerrigan during this mission.
Yes, we do. We team up with a less powerful version of Kerrigan than we would prefer.
Here we stand together. Perhaps you should start. Change change is upon us.
Yes, Artanis, change is upon us. Specifically because Kerrigan is actually really good in this mission, and you are really tanky in this mission. Whoosh! So,
I take it Kerrigan can't regenerate.
Kerrigan can regenerate, actually. The thing is, if either of our heroes die, we lose.
So she can heal her health, but her health cannot drop to 0.
She can heal her health faster than Artanis can, but Artanis's big ability is the fact that he's got the Astral Wind ability, which allows him to mend both him and Kerrigan.
My people.
Must serve my people.
So the constructs hold the keys. Good to know.
Yes, they do.
Let us proceed.
So, yeah, this is a no-build mission that effectively plays itself on the lower difficulties, specifically on normal. Like, it's relatively difficult to get Kerrigan and Artanis killed. You pretty much have to, take fights badly on purpose in order to have it work. Because Kerrigan's combination of spawn banelings and kinetic blasts will allow her to effectively one-shot a majority of the hybrid that we face, whereas Artanis's lightning dash will take down a majority of the groups of enemies that we run into.
I am a construct of the infinite cycle.
Explain.
You still want to avoid the area of effect attacks, but you don't really need to.
Jesus Christ.
See, Artanis is fine.
Right. Fine.
See, full health.
A key is still missing.
No risk, no reward, baby.
Powerful energy. With honor.
And then we have to lightning dash back because the construct totally ignores Artanis here.
I am a construct of the infinite cycle.
I've come this far.
You don't really have to worry about keeping Artanis alive for the most part. He is tanky enough to as long as the Zelnaga constructs are attacking him and not Kerrigan, he's tanky enough to absorb most of that damage, like mostly for free.
With honor, I lead.
Well, Kerrigan's leading right now, Artanis, so there.
Barak and Violet
Especially because now you have to channel at the door, whereas Kerrigan has to defend you.
is with us. The shrine still.
Yeah, Kerrigan doesn't have creep right now, so she can't move as fast as she would like to.
But she doesn't need to move because her abilities are that good. I have a stuffy nose.
It gathers power. It should be active shortly.
Yeah, but we have company, Artanis.
Friends of yours?
Not quite. It appears Amon's forces have found a way into the temple. We must slay them all.
Hey, Artanis, that means our forces aren't actually doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing.
I serve.
I serve a can of whoop-ass.
Your queen.
A pretty sizable can of whoop-ass too, honestly. Lightning dash is really good. The big thing that you want to remember though is that Kerrigan's kinetic blast will take down these medivacs immediately, like that.
Well, sweet.
No, the kinetic blast sadly won't do that much damage against the hybrid, but the hybrid come in small enough numbers to where they're not really a big threat.
Your queen.
Getting the achievements for lightning dash and spawn baneling can be a bit of a hassle, mostly because spawn baneling really wants you to use the banelings on groups of enemies, as does lightning dash.
What is it?
Will somebody get that goddamn tower out of the way so I can aim at my targets?
Yes. Then we can see what your shrine has to say.
Yeah.
You have my
If you recall, I said that we were going to get a bunch of lore dump in this mission, and this is where it is.
I see now. The Zelnaga were the first. Born within the void.
And they're Cthulhuids.
Their sacred purpose was to cultivate life.
And perpetuate the infinite
At
cycle.
a new universe's creation, they take a physical form. If destroyed, they are thrust back into the void.
effectively making them demons from World of Warcraft.
All of this time,
Ah.
they have waited for us to assemble the keystone and find our way here.
Cool. See, that's great for narrative, but what are the mission objectives?
Possessing them through
Well, the mission objective is to confirm Zeratul prophecy.
If he were separated from the Templar, he could be forced back into the void.
Come on, Artanis.
And as Pascaret mentions here, this is a pretty big leap in logic for Artanis to come across.
Bold plan. There can be no doubt.
Hi, Mr. Laserbeam.
Our path is... It seems you were correct.
Well then, shall we?
Whoosh.
Make it quick.
Swing.
Boldly.
Boom. I don't really have all that many things to say for the Infinite Cycle, to be perfectly honest. This mission, especially on normal and lower, is honestly almost plays itself. All you really got to do is make sure that Kerrigan isn't pulling a majority of the aggro, and Artanis can keep both of them alive really easily. Collecting one of the bonus objectives is a bit of a hassle, simply because it's not directly in your path, but they are mostly in your path.
In the constructs.
So, destroy enemies, take damage, regenerate health. Sounds like an infinite cycle.
It almost is.
Now
I mean, there aren't enough
two
enemies for it to be an
constructs.
actual infinite cycle, but yeah.
The constructs were actually a conglomerate of smaller pieces. By disassembling their Lego bricks, we will send them clattering to the carpet ground.
Together, we are strong.
I
Artanis,
enjoy
you...
Legos. I don't
you
like doing
fucking
Lego
clipped
sets
right through that.
specifically, but just free play with Legos is honestly really fun to me.
Yeah.
Your queen.
I remember when I used to build like Pokemon gyms, and even like position the little Lego people.
You
so,
actually had
like,
enough Legos as a kid to build full sets. We usually had
dude,
to settle for individual character designs.
Dude, Lego bricks are more valuable than gold. Which is not a statement on how much I had, but I had quite a bit. By the pound. I had boxes of Tupperware full of them. They were organized by color. Function.
Ulnar shall serve as your tomb.
Shut up,
No,
you.
they will not, Spectres.
You guys are not allowed to have faces. You are just Amon.
Well, they're working for Amon. I'm not entirely sure if Amon's will is directly overriding them. I assume not, to be perfectly honest.
The future.
What, Amon's paying them?
Detonating another construct.
Amon has promised them liberation and power.
I am the spirit.
Strength in unity.
Quake! We dodged the quake.
Yeah, so Artanis is, as you had mentioned, quite tanky. He can just sit on his foes and keep slashing until they're dead.
Yeah, it's why he ended up being a tank in HOTS. Although, honestly, his lightning dash here is better than the one that he got in HOTS, because blade dash doesn't do nearly as much damage as lightning dash does.
Into the Hall of Revelation.
Ready your blades, Templar.
Change is upon us.
Explain yourself.
Dawn will come.
I am speaking in riddles.
Your queen will proceed.
And remember, Kerrigan's Psionic Blast can one-shot the Medivacs coming in.
Speak.
It is like the one small thing that Kerrigan and Artanis are not actually good for in this mission, and that's taking on the limited amounts of aerial threats that you end up fighting.
Hybrid.
Kerrigan's lightning basic attack does decent damage, but doesn't attack fast enough to take them down usually. And Artanis's basic attack doesn't fire fast enough as well.
Yes, where does our story begin?
How do you know what
Once upon a time...
Dealing with the shrine is more than reading carvings. Each atom of the stone has been placed with meaning.
That
Like
doesn't
this
answer
atom.
her question, Artanis.
And that atom. And of course, this one here too.
was here,
From Ulnar.
that the Zelnaga began to seed the universe with life.
Ooh.
Created us, just as they gave life to a numberless assembly of races in other universes.
Yep, all 3 of them.
Time, they
Well,
observed
there's more
and
than that. I mean, the planets have the planets that our primary races come from have other forms of fauna.
cycle will always be the same. 2 races are destined to emerge.
The Zerg and the Protoss.
Pure of essence, an indomitable spirit capable of great change.
That's the Zerg.
And one pure of form, a being capable
And there's the
of vast
Protoss.
psionic potential, able to house. the
Notice,
essence
however, that their depictions are both humanoid, which is very weird to me because a majority of Zerg life is not humanoid. And
Well,
yes, as
Kerrigan is-
Pascadet recognizes here, Kerrigan, being originally a Terran, effectively being a Terran ghost specifically, already has both of these qualities, which is a spoiler for what happens towards the very end of the game. In the next episode, we'll be finishing the Infinite Cycle. Be safe, everybody.
We're not far from having some answers.
Also, sadness.